Peace, this is Chad with Apex Defense Solutions, and I want to briefly talk about this situation with Detroit Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams and the potential for him to be facing a carrying and concealed weapons charge. Long story short, a couple of weeks ago, he was in a vehicle with his brother who was driving. They got pulled over for speeding. Officers searched and found 2 firearms in the vehicle. Both of them were lawfully owned, legally registered, so to speak, because we don't typically have registration in the state of Michigan. But one was owned by JMO, the other one was owned by his brother. His brother has a concealed pistol license, and his brother took possession, or is assumed possession, of both of those lawfully owned pistols. And so the question is, why did police let him go? Was it a favoritism? Was it because he's a celebrity or anything like that? Well, it's kind of murky, kind of gray, but there's a statute that supports the police officers not arresting him and the decision by DPD to not arrest. So MCL 28.425C subsection 3 in summary is essentially a statute that says that a concealed pistol license holder can be in possession of any lawfully owned pistol. Okay, in this instance, JMO's pistol was lawfully owned. Okay, he was not in possession of it inside the vehicle, meaning it wasn't in his hands, it was not on his body, it was under the passenger seat. Since his brother has a concealed pistol license and it was in his brother's vehicle that his brother was driving, legally his brother can claim possession of both handguns, both firearms that were found in the vehicle. Okay, so now they're trying to go back and say that the police were showing favoritism because they let him go, and they've requested a warrant from the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. We don't know what's going to happen with that as of yet right now, but it's very likely that there will be no warrant simply because there is no statute that supports any charges being rendered or charges being assigned or a warrant being issued, in my opinion. Just to clarify, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer. Please seek qualified attorney. I just know a little bit of stuff, and I read this from my layperson's perspective. And so I don't think that it's going to amount to much of anything really, other than some concerns maybe with the NFL or the league or the Lions. But in my opinion, no crime was committed here. There was no carrying a concealed weapon simply because the firearm was not in the possession of Jameson Williams. It was under the seat. It was not on his body nor in his hands. And with that into consideration, and his brother having a concealed pistol license, and per state law, 28.425C subsection 3, it looks to me as if, nothing's going to happen here. I'm hoping that's the case anyway. It would be a terrible precedent to start if a warrant was issued in this instance when the law, in my opinion, my reading of it as a layperson, doesn't seem to support the carrying a concealed weapon charge at all. But if you got more questions, you want to have a discussion about it, go ahead, add your comments below. We can talk about this in a class. We could talk about it one-on-one, however you want to do it. If you want to sign up for a class, you can go to www.apxdef.com.